unrelated to football stuff, but I uploaded a 40-second shit post I made because I couldn't fall asleep earlier this week, and I've been holding on to this idea forever, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to upload it, 40 seconds, it might make one or two people laugh, and then we'll just move on with our lives. That video is already on pace to be my most viewed video, and is by far the most liked video on this channel. How does that work? How do these things work? I will never understand it. Roll the intro. Hello everybody and welcome to week 18 of the 2024 and 2025 NFL season and my prediction picks. I'm your host Catherine, and you are on the Blind Canadian Cat YouTube channel. I say meow, I roll intros, we have some fun. And this week, hopefully it's going to be shorter, mostly because a lot of teams are resting players, a lot of teams are just kind of reeling back. You know, a lot of teams getting ready for the playoffs, so a lot of these games are kind of a crapshoot, so if you can go 10 plus here, then that's a W on your part. Most games are obvious, again, it's a crapshoot, it's 50-50. So, not really too much to analyze here, so we'll just kind of break it down. But as far as last week goes, a beautiful 13-3 straight up, an average 8-8 against the spread. You take some, you win some, you lose some, it's not much you can say. And 11-5 on the totals, meaning 174 and 82 straight up, 138 and 117 with the one push against the spread, and 141 and 115, which for those of you who do keep track, probably none of you, but I'll be gladly to enlighten you all, I am on pace to have probably my best season yet overall. I mean, I don't think I started doing spreads until like 18 or 19, and totals not until 20 or 21, but overall, this is going to be my best season yet. This will probably be, as long as I finish strong here, get at least 12, I believe? 11, I don't remember off the top of my head. My record is, for straight up, is 68%. But I'm on like 67 right now, and so if I finish, I don't know, what is that, like 10 out of 16, 11 out of 60, something like that, then I'll be on pace to probably break my record. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, spreads, I'm blowing that out of the water. Totals, blowing that out of the water. This has been by far my best year overall. And I can't even really say much because there are people out there who've had better years than me. Like, I don't think it can be understated. I want to give a shout out to a Tyler. I think that's Tenza. I could be wrong though. I'm not as divulged into the everyone's in the NFL YouTube prognosticators, but that man has a straight up record of 193 and 63. So I gotta know, housed the Fook. That man's gonna have that man's gonna break 200. That man is about to break 200. If he can pull away this week, that is bananas. I don't think I've ever seen a 200 here. Now, doing 217 weeks was hard, but with an 18 week, like, I've never seen that. I hope he gets to 200, because that'd be fucking phenomenal. But, yeah. But anyway, I'm happy with what I have, and I'm not going to complain too much, because again, it's one of my best seasons yet. But, damn, this has been an overall good season for a lot of people. Except for Justin, who feels the need to cling to that rule of 4 to his very bones. I love to give him shit. Love you, Justin. Have fun with your plus 100 losses, straight up. But let's get to these picks. And again, on a timer, because I'm recording on the Saturday morning, so hopefully this is out before the games tip off. Starting with the 2 Saturday games. Again, if you follow my Twitter, I got beef. Why is the Ravens-Browns game first? Like, I can buy that you want to have a, because Hard Knocks is doing the entire AFC North, so I can buy that you want to have those 2 games for the Saturday game. Sure. Why is Ravens-Browns first? Bengals-Steelers, without a doubt, should have been the first game. I was saying that the Bengals-Steelers should be the Saturday game, They should have been the first game if you're gonna do it like this. Right, like, because what you do here is Ravens win, Steelers have nothing to play for. 5 or 6 seed probably doesn't matter much. They'll probably want to play for the 5 seed because, traveling to Houston sounds a lot better than traveling to Baltimore. But they could theoretically sit players. And Cincy, who is in a desperate win and need help scenario, if Pittsburgh rest players, then they might get an easier one. But then again, it goes back to, can the Ravens beat the Browns? The Ravens should beat the Browns, but they lost to them in Cleveland. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that they could lose again. Now, Vegas, on the other hand, says, fuck that noise, because they have them as a 19.5 point favorites when I got this line. 19.5. That's gross. That's gross even in college standards. That's gross. But if I'm to be completely honest, I've kind of penciled this game in as like a 34-3 game. Or like 37-3, like 30-6. Like, I've penciled this game in to be a kind of a blowout anyway. But there is zero confidence in taking a spread that big. There's just none. Especially if the Ravens, if they're blowing them out early, there's no point to keep pressing the gas pedal. They might lay off. This has backdoor cover written all over it. It does. But I might be a fool. And the Browns starting Zappy is just another one of those. What's the point? You're not moving with Zappy in the future. And even if you're looking for a backup, you might as well keep Jameis Winston. They should draft somebody because Watson is a bowl of ass. Not the good kind either. But, they're not going to do that because the Browns haven't been a smart franchise since my conception. So, I don't know what the Browns are doing here. It's almost like they're trying to win this game, unironically. If you wanted to tank, just stick to DTR. I wanted to believe in him, but either it's the Browns franchise or it's him. He's not the answer. He's not even a good backup at this point. Move on from him. Move on. I don't know. Move on from Watson. Craft a guy. Have Winston as a backup. That's what I would do. But again, the Browns are not a smart franchise. So what do they know? Either way, this has backdoor cover written all over it, but I'm going to be dumb, stupid, and dumb. I'm going to lay the 19.5. Just because what offense is the Browns going to possess? Again, Zappy? Unknown. We haven't seen him in a while. So, could produce something out of nowhere. He could. He absolutely could. But I'm not going to buy it. So, I'll give him maybe a touchdown because maybe it's unexpected. But this game could very well be 33-10. 33-9. With a total of 41.5, it makes you think I should take the over regardless. And that probably is a smart move. But I'm already going to let you guys know I'm taking the under because I'm going in with the mindset that the Browns aren't going to do anything. But again, I could be wrong. I feel like if you're going to lay Ravens 19.5, you got to take the over. But I'm going to be stupid. Ravens, having them cover the 19, and I'm taking under. Because this game could very well be 37-3. Could be, absolutely. But knowing the vibes, it's going to be like a 24-3, but then the Browns sneak like a 27-3. Browns sneak some late scores because the Ravens took their foot off the gas, and it could be a 10-point game at the end of it. Could be, but I'm gonna stick with that, and I'm rolling with it. Bengals Steelers. I think the Steelers are in a free fall either way, regardless whether the Ravens win or lose this game. I think the Steelers are free falling, and if nothing else, Bengals are on a roll. And in a year where it might not matter, don't be surprised if the Bengals go out of the way to give Joe Burrow 5,000 yards. Don't be surprised. Steelers in a free fall. I'm not trusting them. Give me the Bengals. Give me the 2.5. Pittsburgh. Good luck wherever you fall. If the Chargers win, I guess you'll be seeing us next week. We shall see. And then over to the Sunday games again. There's not really much to discuss. Falcons, I think the Falcons beat the Panthers, but maybe the Panthers cover, because, maybe a gleam out. They couldn't play spoiler to Tampa, so they might play spoiler to Atlanta. We'll see. Commanders, I don't think they care either way, but I'll give them the win so at least they don't get swept by Dallas. Close game, though. Packers dominate the Bears, because I think the Packers definitely want that 6th seed, so they're going to play. I mean, it'd probably be better to go into LA or Tampa than it would be to go to Philadelphia in round 1. But then again, Jalen Hurts has been dealing with a concussion, so who knows? He might not be ready for round 1. Which, that could be funny. That could be funny. But I think the Packers are gonna want to blow out the Bears and then cross their fingers that DC somehow blows it to the Cowboys. I'm taking Titans over Texans. I'm assuming Davis Mills is getting the start. I haven't seen anything to say otherwise. But Texans can't move up anywhere, so I imagine they're going to rest players. Or at least only give them a drive or two. I'm taking the Titans. I think the Titans are just going to... I don't trust the Titans. And I think they're going to fuck up their draft stock even more. That just feels like a game they'll win on accident. Especially if Texans are resting their starters. Bills over the Patriots. They are giving Josh Allen drives because, he needs at least another touchdown or two to signify his MVP. I don't care. The MVP discourse, I gotta be real, it's been one of the weirdest things to see this entire season. And a lot of people are using the excuse of, oh, if they did this last year, then we need to do this year. Like, stop using last year as an excuse. Last year, we went to week 13 or 14 with, everyone not really being that standoutish. No one stood out. And then what happened? Lamar went on a run. Dallas choked to Buffalo. Josh Allen threw 30 interceptions. Brock Purdy threw 4 on Christmas. And Christian McCaffrey was non-existent. That's what happened. That's why Lamar got it. It's not because he was the 1 seed and because he had a great defense. It's because it was like a 5-man race between those 5 guys. And Josh Allen threw too many interceptions that we didn't want to give it to him. Dak got beat up by Buffalo, and as far as we knew, just lost to good teams, while the Ravens always beat good teams. And Lamar had good stats in those wins against those good teams. Brock Purdy threw 4 picks on Christmas. Christian McCaffrey disappeared. And they don't give running backs the MVP anyway. Trust me, if it were up to me, I honestly think Saquon should be the MVP. Absolutely. But you have 3 whole QBs who are having phenomenal years. Josh Allen's having a phenomenal year. Joe Burrow's having a phenomenal year. Lamar's having a phenomenal year. So, if they're all 3 having phenomenal years, what's the tiebreaker? I don't know, maybe the one who has more yards, less picks, and it's going to go to Josh. And again, I've had this discussion with multiple people. It's going to go to Josh Allen mostly because A, Joe Burrow's probably not going to make the playoffs, and even if he does, he's a 7 seed. MVPs don't get 7 seeds don't get MVPs. They don't. Saquon, not going to give it to him. He's a running back. The NFL is haters for giving running backs MVPs for whatever reason. So they're not going to give it to him. And Lamar, at this point, is going to be voter fatigue. Or, because so many people are going to latch on to, he didn't deserve it last year, they're going to be like, oh, well, I mean, he deserved last year, so might as well give it to some guy. There's too many media excuses. And again, at the end of the day, it's not that Josh Allen had a bad season. It's just, it feels like a pity MVP, and I don't want to say that, because Josh Allen is absolutely having a phenomenal year. He absolutely is doing his thing. Beats Kansas City, goes into Detroit and beats the Lions, put up 40 points against the Rams, when his defense kept not stopping them. He's had a great year, and he is a valid MVP candidate, as opposed to last year with 18 picks. He was not a valid MVP candidate last year. He is this year. But, at the end of the day, that's just how I see it. Again, I'm a biased Ravens fan. I'm an asshole. I know what I am. And I'm not trying to dispute anything. I'm not trying to say that he's not deserving, that Josh Allen's not deserving of it. Lamar has the better numbers, but he has a worse record. And again, it's can you blame Lamar for not winning some of these games? Probably. But I can also argue Kyle Hamilton doesn't drop the interception. They beat Cleveland. If Justin Tucker doesn't go through his early season slumps, they win probably the Philly game, the Pittsburgh game. If the defense gets one stop, they probably win the Raiders game. Like, I can make excuses back and forth. And if anyone brings up the Pro Bowl, I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing the Pro Bowl thing. Because it feels suspicious. I'll be with y'all. I don't know how Zay Flowers got the Pro Bowl over Brian Thomas Jr. or Ladd McConkey. I don't know how he got that vote. I don't know how James Cook doesn't get a Pro Bowl vote. James Cook has been one of the top 5 backs of the season this year. I don't know. And I don't want to play the card that the media is skewing things towards Josh Allen. I don't want to play that card. But it does feel like that. It does feel like things are being skewed. And I could even make the argument that the scheduling, you put the Ravens on a Saturday game and you have the Bills a Sunday game. Josh Allen's going to play a couple of snaps, a couple drives, so he's going to be the more fresher thing in our mind. Because Lamar's going to have play on the Saturday. I can play these games. I don't want to, but I can. At the end of the day, voting for Josh is not wrong. Let me put it this way. If Josh wins over Lamar, it's not a bad vote. It's not a wrong vote. You know? It's just, this is Lamar's best season by his own standards, by far. And if he holds up, his passer rating will be one of the best of all. He has more touchdowns, passing and rushing, than Josh Allen. He has more passing yards than Josh Allen. He has more total yards than Josh Allen. That is the case I'm making. But Josh Allen is not a wrong vote. It is not a fraudulent MVP if he were to earn it. He has had an MVP season. Way better than last year. This is the argument I'm making. I got a weird off tangent, so I'm just going to run through some of these last games because this video is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Colts take care of the Jags. Joe Flacco starting. The Jags are not going to sweep the Colts, so give the Colts that win. Plus, the Colts have 0 expectations, so of course they're going to win this game now. Eagles beat the Giants even without Saquon and Jalen. The Giants are wondering why the hell they won that game, so they're probably going to want to lose again. So I think Tanner McKee and whoever plays should be fine. Should be fine. Bucks dominate the Saints, although admittedly the Saints have, for whatever reason, always seem to steal one from Tampa. But I'm not going to say so this year. Not this year. That Saints team looks awful. They have no offense to speak of. And Tampa, admittedly, needs a win and in situation. So Tampa's going to go balls to the wall. And yeah, for the 7th seed in the AFC, I'm giving it to the Broncos. The Chiefs are resting more than just, Mahomes, Chris Jones. They're resting a lot more players besides that. So it's one of those where it's like, there's not really going to be anyone playing for the Chiefs. Now, could they win it? Absolutely. I won't hate on Carson Wentz, especially what he did with San Fran last year. I have no doubt Andy Reid could coach him to be a respectable quarterback this year, in this game. So I'm giving the Chiefs a cover of 10.5. I don't think the Broncos dominate this game by any stretch. But this feels like a game where the Broncos have no excuse to lose. You just don't. But we'll see how the Chiefs feel about that. Chargers take care of the Raiders. Even if Pittsburgh wins, then the Chargers are locked into the 6th seed. So the Chargers have nothing to play for. Which, hopefully, if that's the case, they'll learn from their mistakes and not play anyone last time they were in the playoffs. But even if not, I think Taylor Heineke's their backup. He should be able to beat the Raiders. Raiders have gone on this 2-game win streak. So like they've fucked their draft position to hell and back already. So, they might as well just lose this game to the Chargers. Rams are benching Stafford, so they are content with falling to the 4 if they need to. I don't think they care. I mean, if I'm the Rams, I'd like to be the 3 seed because I'd rather take on Green Bay and Washington rather than Minnesota right now, or Detroit, depending on who falls to that 5 seed. But hard to say for sure. But I think Seattle, Seattle, with nothing to lose, I don't see why Seattle doesn't win this game, especially with the Rams starting Jimmy Garoppolo. He's not in Kyle Shanahan's system, so I don't expect him to do a lot. Dolphins are going to be without Tua more than likely, but I'm still going to take them over the Jets because the Jets look like a shell of themselves, aren't home, don't answer, don't exist. I'm taking the Dolphins. But, again, maybe the Jets will play spoiler one time. Maybe the gods will twist everything around to get Cincy into the playoffs. I'm just saying, if I'm Buffalo, I don't want to see Cincinnati. Not that offense. I'm not saying that the Bills shouldn't be favored or wouldn't win that game. They should win that game. But I'm just saying, with Denver, Bo Nix is not going to go shootout for shootout with Josh Allen. He's not. Tyler Huntley, because Tua can't seem to be healthy, is not going to go toe for toe with Josh Allen. Joe Burrow can. The Bengals offense can. Buffalo's defense is aight, but it's not, like, daunting. I'm just if they can twist it in some way for the Bengals to be that 7th seed, just saying that'd be crazy. But I realistically don't see that happening. But it'd be really funny if it did. Currently over the Niners. The Niners looks like Brock Purdy fucked up his elbow again, so they're going to Joshua Dobbs to be the quarterback. But so I'm not saying he can't win that game. But again, Cardinals are also a team where if there are no stakes and nothing to lose, they seem to play well. They do. And for the big Sunday night game, absolute fun. It was going to be a fun game. And it would be no shock if either team won. But I am going the Lions. I do think they're the better team. I think they've been the better team all year. And this just feels like their time. But I'll say this. The winner of this game has the coach of the year. The winner of this game should absolutely be the coach that gets voted coach of the year. Like, there should be no debate, no time. And a lot of people are going to argue Kevin O'Connell deserves it anyway because of taking a Sam Darnold team and, leading them to where they are now. But Dan Campbell needs to have some sort of validation for what he's done. From taking the team to, 3 wins in his first year, 9-8, and just barely out of the playoffs his second year. Should have gotten it last year, but apparently we like to award teams with injuries who somehow sneak into the playoffs. Again, it's one of those, it's not that Kevin Stefanski last year didn't deserve the award, but it should have been Dan Campbell's, without a doubt. Or what they should have done, again, if you have a player that gets one award, then someone else should get the same award. Like, I'm just saying, MVP and Coach of the Year should not be the same team. I don't think so. I just don't think so. But, yeah, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, Coach of the Year should be in this game. Danny Campbell should have gotten it last year, and if he wins the 1 seed this year, he should get it. Especially with all the injuries he's had on his defense. He's lost David Montgomery. He's lost, Khalif Raymond, I think, or someone else. He's lost... The winner of this game and the 1 seed in the NFC should be the Coach of the Year. No ifs, ands, or buts. Period. And that is all I have to say as far as my predictions. I will slide this way and give it one more go. Ravens to cover against the Browns. Bengals to cover against the Steelers. Falcons to win. Panthers cover. Commanders win. Cowboys cover. Packers dominate the Bears. Titans win against the Texans because the Texans have nothing to play for. Bills should beat the Patriots. Colts should beat the Jags. Eagles should beat the Giants even if they're starting third stringers. Giants should lose this game. Giants should want to lose this game. Buccaneers dominate the Saints. Broncos get the win over the Chiefs, but I expect it to be close. Chargers take care of the Raiders with or without Herbert. Dolphins to beat the Jets. Cardinals to beat the Niners. Seahawks beat the Rams. I forgot that apparently. And the Lions to clinch the 1 seed and the win in a thrilling game, which I saw the total was at 56.5. Which, ow, that hurts. But I expect the Lions to win this game. And that is all. I'll do one final shout out to Fantasy. For the 3 leagues, the winner of the League of Assholes goes to Teddy, our fellow DC fan, who's been here for a few years. Congratulations to him. Our Auntie and co-winner is the oh-so-loud and oh-so-brash Carmine, the Philadelphia fan, who I guess the Auntie and Co. has spawned other leagues prior to this generation of a Dynasty League. They've done Keeper Leagues beforehand. So Carmine is technically a 4-time champion. But as far as I'm aware, the Dynasty format of this league that we've done is only in year 3. So he's only a 1-time champion. And on the Professional Dynasty League goes to Chris, who I've made some trades with in this offseason. So I have a second round pick, meaning I get pick 13 in this draft along with my first rounder. So good vibes all around. And with that, that is all for me. Enjoy week 18. Enjoy. Hopefully your team clinches the spots they need to clinch. And yeah. Once those are done, I'll try to get everyone's playoffs brackets so you can see them on Twitter or Blue Sky, if you follow one or both. And with that, that is all from me. I don't know how this video got to 30 minutes, but I guess that's what happened when I rant a lot. Well, not really a rant, it was just me saying my opinions. But that's what I like to do. I talk football. It's one of the few things I'm very good at. With that, make sure you follow me on social media. Twitter, Canadian Cat CP. Instagram, Blind Canadian Cat, Blue Sky, Blind Canadian Cat, Twitch, and Discord. I haven't streamed shit in years, but don't worry, maybe I will sometime soon. And hop into Discord. We're having some fun there, and you're more than welcome to join. With that, that is all from me. I refuse to talk about the Ducks, so nope, not gonna happen. You'll never hear me say anything. Choose peace, accept love, and have big trust. Ravens, just don't lose to the Bills in the playoffs. I mean, this team should be winning Super Bowls by now, but if you can beat Josh Allen and then lose Mahomes, I will go to bed slightly better in these playoffs, but I'm not in charge of any of that. With that, that is all from me. I'll catch you all in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.